So today is the 20th of November and it's a much sunnier day, as you can see, and we're going to try and make our way into Spain today. So I hope you'll join us for the rest of our journey.
See you then.
We haven't managed to resolve our grey waste issue yet, so poor old Antonio has to resort to putting a bowl underneath, which is slightly annoying when we're on a fully serviced pitch. From Béziers to the Spanish border is about 72 kilometres, and the weather and the roads just changed significantly from this point on. Just outside Béziers and en route to Spain, we encountered our first significant toll road. It's about 100 kilometres long. The tolls themselves can be a bit difficult, well it's certainly were for Antonia. Half the problem is that trying to find the right height where you've got to insert something. Bear in mind these are designed for cars and hire vehicles, so they often have more than one place to enter your ticket. Another thing to bear in mind is the toll roads in France, and I believe for Spain too, don't accept the Revolut card. Although it worked everywhere else, again that made things slightly more difficult. I have to say the Spanish and French roads put the UK's roads to shame. They were nice and wide, nice and clear, nice and level, no major potholes. In fact, I hardly saw any potholes at all until we got closer to, say, Benidorm, that neck of the woods. Once we crossed the Spanish border, we carried on for 120 kilometres and stopped at a town called Sant near Girona for a break and something to eat. We also took the opportunity to refuel, and we managed to get the diesel there for €1.51, which works out at £1.32. Next we visited a place I doubt many of you will venture to, called Sant Llorenç Savall. It's a quiet Catalan town tucked away in the hills northwest of Barcelona. It's not the sort of place most tourists stumble across, but again, that was half the charm. The whole area is surrounded by rugged, tree-covered mountains, and the roads weaving in and out of the town are very windy. It's the kind that make you slow down, take in the scenery, and occasionally grip the steering wheel a bit tighter than usual. We popped there to visit friends, and it turned out to be a cracking little escape, peaceful, scenic, and of that lovely authentic Spain feel you only get from those smaller towns. We arrived at our friend's house here. We parked in the local car park with permission of the local mayor, and we had our second problem. We couldn't light the fridge. Now bearing in mind we're going to be here for 2 or 3 days. We've got a fridge, or freezer more importantly, stacked with British food and things that we quite like, or I like, and we can't light the gas. So I'll show you what we did then. We haven't fixed it yet, but we're hoping to fix it later on, but I've got a workaround. I'll show you how we did that. I tried to fix this last night, and but no joy, I couldn't get this frame off very easily, so things started falling a bit. This seems to be very, very fragile. Now if you haven't done one of these before, I've finally figured out to get this open, you have to push these clips up. So they're quite stiff. And then this is where it all would start going pear-shaped. When you start trying to lift this off, this is really, really jammed in. And eventually, quite a lot of force, that comes off. And this is what I think I have to try and fix. Now, again, it was dark last night, so I struggled a bit. I don't know if you can see that, whether I've got enough light in there. And I think this covers the igniter. Right, well there's the first problem. I've undone the screw, but I can't get this to come off. Anyhow, what I'm going to use for now is what someone suggested, is just offer a flame up against that with a little gas lighter type things. Quickly go and do that now. Let me go and grab a lighter. Now the way this works is that you have to turn the gas onto the gas setting, then you have to press the gas thing, but don't obviously have to press the igniter. So let me just see if this works. Is that working, Antonia?
Yes.
Right, so we've got to hold it in long enough for that to heat up. Well, at least we've got the fridge working now. The freezer shouldn't defrost and we haven't got to worry about that. and we'll do a more thorough job when we get to Benidorm. Our next leg was about 2 hours long, and that took us to a place called Tamarit Beach Resort in Tarragona. Our cost there was $51.84 for 2 days with 16 amp electricity. We got that price using our Axi card. Here we are in sunny Tarragona, and it really is sunny. Really mild. I'm out here with just a thin shirt. I believe it's around 15 degrees. Hiker and Paul are down in Benidorm. They said it's 18 degrees there, so we're looking forward to that. So Antonio, what do you think of where we are now? We're in a site in Tarragona,
And it's called Tamarit Beach Resort. It's 2-minute walk to the water from our pitch, and we're going to check all the amenities, but it's got all the restaurant, takeaway food, pizza, there's a spa. I don't know about swimming pool, but we'll let you know. But it is a really beautiful site and very clean, and sanitary facilities are really good.
and the date is the 24th of November 2025.
And it's very surprising that it's packed.
So the beach is all nice and neat, much nicer than some of the other European sites we've seen. Quite well maintained, very well defined pitches here. So there's a block here, but this block I think is possibly for residents. And it's got laundry, it's got a nice sized laundry there. Right, so here's one of your outside washing up areas. The washing machines are €4.50 and the dryers are €2.50 for 30 minutes. This is the amenity block. There's I think 2 dotted around, all very clean, no issues there. The only issue we really had was the showers and the taps, which I'll explain a little bit later on. Somewhere to put your clothes. And that's pretty much it. Right, to give you some ideas of costs. So we're here in this, I said this, what's it called again?
Tamarit
campsite.
Resort.
Tamarit Beach Resort near Tarragona. And it cost us the princely sum of £22 a night. That's with 16 amp electric. And I said there's lots of little cafes and bars and restaurants and things here. Facilities are nice and clean. The only issue I've got with the facilities, in the shower, you hold the button, and as you let go, it stops.
Yes.
So you almost have to, and likewise the sinks are quite unusual, as much as you hold the button in, as you would in the UK, except when you hold the button in, it doesn't do anything, but when you let go, it gives you 1 second burst of water. So we thought we'd come to the breezer, chill, relax, and have a coffee or a latte, which was quite nice. Quite small cups, mind you, but there you go. And we're going to be right next to this historic building, which looks quite cool. And we might make our way up there a little bit later on to have a look. A beautiful beach. So at the moment it's probably 11 or 12 degrees outside. But in the sun it feels much warmer. We're leaving Tarragona today to head down to Valencia. It's about 162 miles, and at the speed of 90 kilometers, which is 56 miles an hour, we're anticipating that's going to take us 2.5 to 3 hours. Something I forgot to mention earlier, as you get closer to Spain, some of the crosswinds become very strong. There are lots of permanent warnings about strong winds, and we really felt it at times, so just something to be aware of.
Where are we now?
No idea. In Spain somewhere.
But
The southwest coast. Passing hundreds of thousands of, tens of thousands of orange trees.
this is an orange plantation. Look, you can see the orange, the fruit. Ooh. It's not far from our next side, which is called Nomadic Experience Motorhome Park. in Valencia.
This is the entrance to Nomadic Experience Motorhome Park. Unfortunately, our video of us arriving in the motorhome didn't record for some bizarre reason. This is the entrance, and just off to the right here we have the reception. This site is more like an airs than a campsite, but that said, all the pitches are fully serviced. Is it okay if I video? Is that okay? Yeah, they've got, looks like they've got some bicycles for hire. Various information sheets in there. They've got a fridge and ice creams. That's always a good sign. A selection of booze. A bakery every day, so you can actually pre-order stuff. If you want hot bread or hot food, you can pre-order the day before. They're very flexible. They give you a nice information pack. They tell you how to get into Valencia and where the metro is and how to book the metro, all that sort of stuff. Bit more information here. Showers and toilets here. Got a bit more information here. So they've got wash machines here. Trying to see the charge of the washing machines. It was like €5 for the washing and €3 for the dryer. Doesn't sound too bad. And a way of paying here. And the toilets. So there's 2 rows here. Two rows here on the left hand side. Way down there. Look, there's a few more off to the right there. There's a final row at the end there. A fully serviced pitch here cost us €23.33, which is about £20.54. So that was hookup, grey waste and water, and obviously use of the facilities. The arrangement here is that when you book in, you pay a deposit, and then as long as you tell them the day before, you can check out at any time and only pay for the days you've used, which I thought was quite useful. We initially booked for 5 days, but then eventually left after 3 days. You've got grey waste there on the left hand side. That little lid unscrews. You've got fresh water on the pitch and very easy to follow and understand. Electric hookup points. They look a bit odd, but they're just flaps under what you'd normally expect. So as I said, we're in Valencia today in Nomadic Experience. We're just going to go now and have a wander down to the local railway station, which I gather is a 7-minute walk from here, and see what it involves into wander into Valencia itself. So we've allowed ourselves 5 days and to see as much as we can, and if we've seen it all by take day 2 or day 3, we'll see if we can find somewhere else. It's a short 10-minute walk to the metro train station. And from there it's about a 25-minute journey into Valencia itself. This machine on the outside here, to the right, I believe is one of the validation machines. So the way it works is, or the way we're going to work it today, we're going to buy a ticket that gives us up to 10 trips. And that can be used for one person. So in other words, if it's two of you go through, you just tap it twice. I'll get my assistant to tell you what that's called in a minute. What's it called?
Summa 10.
Summa 10. And how much does it cost again?
€9.
€9. So for €9 you get 10 trips. You think it'd be €10, wouldn't you? Would be a bit more logical. This is the ticket machine, and you'll be pleased to know there's an option to select English. Right, so that worked out slightly cheaper than we said. Let me get away so the sun's not in your face. That was only €650, so what's that like? I don't know, £5.5 quid, £6 maybe. And you go on this side here, on this platform, goes to Valencia. Look across to the other side of the station, you can see a lovely orange orchard. As we got within, I don't know, 5-10 miles of Valencia, all we could see was orange orchards. So we were advised that the station to get off to get to Valencia itself is a place called Colon or Colon. And now we're just waiting for the queues to go down so we can get back out again. And here we are. We're going to do so I can work out where all the interesting bits are. There's a road sign down here. This may give us some indication as to where to go. It's certainly busy, but there again, it's a major city, isn't it? So bear in mind it's the 27th of November. You can see they've started doing their Christmas markets and things. We have absolutely no idea where to go, so I'm not quite sure how much you guys want to see about Valencia. If I see any really key attractions or really beautiful things, I'll stick on video. Other than that, this might be quite a short video. One of the issues you might find here is because the roads are quite narrow and the buildings are so tall, it's quite hard to get a good GPS signal. So Google Maps was supposed to take us to this wonderful square with fountains and all sorts of beautiful stuff. We just ended up in the middle of a road with nothing really showing at all. So a paper map would probably be a good option when you're touring Valencia. Just my 10 pence worth. Well, we're heading to the central market area, and en route we've just seen this, which I believe is one of the old, or maybe it's still current, bullfighting rings. I don't know if they still have bullfights in Valencia. I know that's generally frowned upon a lot of Spain now. Remarkably clean for a major city, I think. So coming round the front of the building, again looks very impressive. Have a quick pop inside, see what it's just a station maybe?
Station.
A quick peek inside. We were told that Valencia's North Station has a beautifully engineered sweeping iron roof. It gives a grand feeling. But when we got there, all we could see was scaffolding. If you'd like to use an e-scooter in Spain, be aware as of the 1st of January 2026, you must have insurance and wear a crash helmet. So if you're a foodie, Mercat Central, this is where they have all these different food stalls. And there was me thinking it was part of the cathedral, but this, with the big dome, is just literally the food market. I'll give you a quick 30 seconds of it, because I mean markets all look much the same all over the world, but this one's quite spacious actually. It's not heaving to the point where you can't get around. So we just left the food market from sort of the opposite entrance, and we're come to this. It's very, very elegant. And Google Maps has told me to turn right here. So again, that's another entrance to the market there on the right hand side. So we just popped into this little souvenir shop, and the souvenir fridge magnet that Antonio got, the guy assures us it was made here and not in China, which I thought was quite amusing. So again, because the roads are so narrow and the buildings are so tall, it's quite easy to miss something as big and prominent as this. So now it's lunchtime, and we're sitting in a little tapas type place, Bertal. Very pleasant people, and they seem to be very obliging, so when we've asked for things not quite on the menu.
Now, after walking around Valencia city center, there's a lot of lovely buildings, but we just find it very difficult to understand what kind of building it is. So all we did is just take pictures of it. But it's a nice city to walk around.
So this is the cathedral. If you want to pop inside, it's €10. It's reduced for under 17-year-olds. Shouldn't think many of you guys watching this are under 17. The trains on the way back to the campsite were absolutely heaving. But there again, it is a major city. So there are 4 different trains that stop at the Colon, however you say it, train station. The 3, 5, 7 and 9. And you want line 3 to go back. Train 3. So you must validate your ticket when you get on and when you get off the train.
We hope you enjoyed part 2.
So if you've got any questions you'd like to ask, leave a question in the comments below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And hopefully you'll join us for part 3, where we actually do the final leg into Benidorm. See you soon. So thanks so much for watching. We really do appreciate your support. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss out on our future escapades. As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts. So why not drop a comment below.